Lagos, welcome. Facts. First head fact of the day: 1,565 new COVID confirmations yesterday. I keep saying COVID confirmations because we all know that right now we're not testing enough. You heard from Dr. Fred on Wednesday here on Hard Facts. He told you how bad things are out there. So I beg, no carry your life play, eh? Take all the precautions you can. Limit your movement outside. Wear a mask. Give gap. Wash your hands. Sanitize your hands. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. It's not a conspiracy. It's killing real people. Yesterday, I told you about Dr. Harun Hamzat, the deputy governor's brother, who also died from COVID. And I have a friend who also lost his brother to COVID. I've had neighbors where I live in my estate who we've lost to COVID. Some people, of course, are not dying from it. Some of them are recovering from it, but there's no way to know one way or the other that you're the person who's going to recover or you're the person who's going to die. And there's also long-term effects to worry about. So all in all, it's best to not get this thing. And the way to not get it is to take as many precautions as you can. Look, you don't lose anything really by wearing your mask and limiting your movements. Even if you think that there's a possibility of a scam somewhere, they are scamming me, but I can't just see it. Isn't it better for you to be on the safe side for yourself? And to be on the safe side, stick with me on Hard Facts. I'm here to bring you the most important topics of the day. I break them down, give you the facts, give you context so that you can form an informed opinion. Today is Friday, so we're letting Nigeria rest. Instead, we're going to start with the Big Three Global Edition. Let's talk about the Joe Biden confirmation, Joe Biden getting certified as president-elect, and Trump supporters attacking the Capitol to try and stop it. Then let's talk about the fist fight in the Ghanaian Parliament over the Speakership. And then we're going to talk about the Chinese government's apparent disapproval, apparent war with Jack Ma and his company. From now on, our third global Big Three story will be a business story, and that story is brought to you by Zimvest. Zimvest is an investment management firm. I'll also be telling you all about the services that they offer to help you grow your wealth wisely and safely. After that, as usual for Friday, we'll bring you Public Square with Agogo, and then we're going to wrap up with music and moments with Ifani and Sam. There's Lagosa coming up after the news at 6, sometime before 7 p.m. I'm not sure what time exactly, but that's actually also coming your way. But Lagos, let's get started with today's Big Three Global Edition.
Global Edition on Hard Facts.
Is Donald Trump responsible for his supporters' attack on the Capitol? Is he responsible for his supporters' attack on the Capitol? How did the Ghana Parliament descend into violence? Are Jack Ma's companies suffering for his criticism of Beijing? This is the Big Three Global Edition. Let's get into the stories. As you know, on Fridays, we try to let Nigeria rest and we take a look at the biggest stories in the entire world. Although sometimes the big stories are still Nigerian stories, or they also affect Nigeria. So our first story, the U.S. Congress certified Joe Biden as president-elect this week in spite of an attack from Trump supporters. We talked about this yesterday, but of course there's been some new developments, right? So let's go back. Congress met on the 6th to certify the election results, and this is largely a ceremonial event. Congress doesn't have the power to challenge or change the results. They can only read them and certify. That's what the U.S. Constitution says, right? Some senators and congressmen, though, who agree with President Trump that the election was rigged, decided to raise a formal objection. And separate from that, large crowds of Trump supporters gathered in Washington, D.C. to protest the certification. And President Trump spoke to them, and he encouraged them to march to the Capitol.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. So we're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol, and we're going to try and give. The Democrats are hopeless. They're never voting for anything. Not even one vote. But we're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country. So let's walk down Pennsylvania Avenue.
And they marched. It quickly went from a protest to an invasion. Some of them broke into the halls of Congress. Some were let in by the police. Some fought with the police. If you're watching on Facebook right now, you're seeing footage after footage of what transpired. In fact, at least 15 police officers are critically injured. 5 people are dead, one of them a policeman. And one of them was a protester shot by police, a veteran, a woman. The senators and congresspeople were evacuated, postponing the certification, and there were calls on President Trump to call off his supporters. When the calls increased and after Joe Biden went on TV to tell him to get on TV and say something, he got on TV and he said this.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
After order was restored, the Congress reconvened, presided over by Vice President Pence. He had very, very tough words for the protesters.
We condemn the violence that took place here in the strongest possible terms. We grieve the loss of life in these hallowed halls, as well as the injuries suffered by those who defended our Capitol today. And we will always be grateful to the men and women who stayed at their posts to defend this historic place. To those who wreaked havoc in our Capitol today, you did not win. Violence never wins. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house. And as we reconvene in this chamber, the world will again witness the resilience and strength of our democracy. For even in the wake of unprecedented violence and vandalism at this Capitol.
After he spoke, other Republican leaders like Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell also spoke.
The United States Senate will not be intimidated. We will not be kept out of this chamber by thugs, mobs, or threats. We will not bow to lawlessness or intimidation. We are back at our posts. We will discharge our duty under the Constitution and for our nation. And we're going to do it tonight. This afternoon, Congress began the process of honoring the will of the American people and counting the Electoral College votes. We've fulfilled this solemn duty every 4 years for more than 2 centuries. Whether our nation's been at war or at peace, under all manner of threats, even during an ongoing armed rebellion and the Civil War, the clockwork of our democracy has carried on. The United States and the United States Congress have faced down much greater threats than the unhinged crowd we saw today. We've never been deterred before and will be not deterred today. They tried to disrupt our democracy. They failed. They failed. They failed to attempt to obstruct the Congress. This failed insurrection only underscores how crucial the task before us is for our republic.
And after all of those speeches, they voted to certify Biden's victory. But the drama did not end there. Since that time, there have been calls from different political leaders for Trump to be removed. We've heard it from both the Democrats and Republicans. They're claiming that President Trump incited his supporters in an attempt to hijack the constitutional process. Finally, President Trump spoke today. He spoke today, finally condemning the attacks.
I'd like to begin by the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
So not only do we have Trump finally condemning the people he once said he loves and were very special, we also have him finally saying publicly that there will be a transition. The question now is, will that be enough to calm his supporters down? Lagos, that's a question I'm asking you. 0700-993-993-993. What do you think about the storming of the Capitol? Do you think President Trump did enough before the incident to calm his angry supporters? Or do you think he created the problem or even incited them? What do you think about Republican leaders calling for calling this thing that happened an insurrection? Now, remember, it's a new year, new hard facts. And for global review, I'm giving you time 2 minutes. For all the other segments on hard facts, it's 1 minute, 30 seconds. But for global review and glass ceiling, you get 2 minutes to say all you have to say, right? Our first caller is Chukwebuka. Chukwebuka, welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hi, Chukwebuka, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I think the whole thing is just ridiculous. I tell you, it's laughable. Because I followed the election. I tell you, I've actually followed that election.
Okay.
And for every speech Trump makes, I think I know what it means. If you remember, Sandra,
Yeah.
he has promised that if he loses the election, there will be a civil war in America. He has also empowered the far right or white extremists or whatever they call them, to be ready. If you remember, he put them on standby, and that's what I just played out in the capital.
Okay.
So coming to say that they will face the wrath of the law and all whatnot, and they should, for me, it is laughable. This is pure Trump. This is truly Trump for you. I think he's surely going to face or pay for what he has done, because he will be impeached. No doubt about that. I can assure you of that, because he didn't do well. It's a shame. It's a disgrace to America, a disgrace to Republicans, and a disgrace to everybody. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Chukwebuka, for calling me. Victor is in Victoria Island. Hello, Victor.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you know when something happened, Trump told them to march to Capitol Hill. He never asked anybody to go and destroy anything. And you know that when there is protest, when there is agitation, you will see that hoodlums will hijack the situation. Now, his last comment should tell you that he never intended anything negative about America, or he never wanted to destroy Americans' politics or democracy. So I don't know why people continue calling this man negative names and having negative thoughts about him. It's not good. It's not good. He has good intention for America, and he has done that already. Considering defeat, he said that there will be a smooth transition. So why are people calling him names? It's not good.
It's not good, Victor says. Ruben in Yaba, thanks for calling us.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, for me, Trump incited the people to violence. When he said walk down the Capitol, I think we need to investigate that statement very, very well.
Okay.
Is it in the context of violence? Is it in the context of what does it even mean to walk down
Okay.
on a building, on a government official building? Okay. I feel like he has a lot of violent connotation to it, and I'm very, very sure he will be punished. Though the chances of him being impeached is very, very slim, because the chances, the days remaining are very, very small. And by the time the whole impeachment proceeding will start, then they might not be able to ratify it on time to impeach him. But I know he's going to jail for what he has done. You know what I noticed about America is that Trump managed to wake up a part of America that had been silent for so long. The supremacy, the white supremacy, one of the callers said far right, yes. And he also added religion as an icing on the cake. You know, and that's where Africa comes in. We are so religious because he's a Christian. We feel like he is coming to prevent an Armageddon. For what? Seriously, he will be punished. And for Trump and for Africans, talking about that America does not have any right to talk something about them. I don't think that is really right. Yes, America has failed. That is to tell you that these systems are not that perfect. But as long as they are strong systems to prevent such leaders from doing any rubbish, as far as the strong systems are there, democracy continues to flourish. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ruben, for calling us. Kingsling Surulere, welcome.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, I so much love what happened in America. You know why?
Why?
It's a lesson for African leaders.
Okay.
What happened 2 days ago tested American democracy. And if the American proves that their democracy is strong and can withstand anything. Now, Trump, I've been like 2-3 months ago, I've been telling anybody that cares to listen that if Trump loses, he will leave the place. America is so designed in such a way that if you like, carry somebody that does not know anything and put as their president, the system will checkmate him. You can imagine Sanders, Mike Pence, activating the National Guard. Can that happen in any African country? The answer is no. So those people that say, that I will always look up to, they can see now what is happening in America. Yes, human being will always be human being. But the system checkmates all of us. Then Trump saying that you march down the capital, he didn't send anybody to go and do anything. When you say they should move down to the capital, is that place football field that they are marching down? We already know that that's what will happen. But at the end of the day, the system will checkmate, and it's what happened on Wednesday. I've really proved what I've been saying. That cannot happen in any African country. If such happened in Nigeria, the vice president would have been suspended by now. But my sense activate because American first, and you can see, formerly they were about 60-something Republicans saying that they will go against. Immediately that thing happened, it was only 8 that remained, and those 8 they have written their own name in the negative book of America. But the rest that look at all the 8 of Trump, they started resigning. Can that happen in any African country? Immediately the president talk, everybody will fall in line. No. American system, their democracy. In fact, I'm loving their democracy. In fact, with what happened now, it makes me to love their democracy very much. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. Kingsley took all his 2 minutes and 3 seconds as Jara. Kingsley, thank you so much for calling us. If you just joined the show, hello, you're listening to Nigeria Info 99.3, and this show is called Hard Facts. My name is Sandra Ezekwesili. Every Friday between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., we take a look at big stories from other parts of the world, and one of the biggest stories of the week was from the United States as the Congress tried to certify Joe Biden. We've got Mba, who is calling us all the way from Enugu. Mba, welcome.
Hello?
Hello, welcome.
Yeah. Sandra, you have Mr. Mbako from Enugu.
Welcome, Mr. Mba.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go
Sandra,
ahead.
I'm a full supporter of Trump. So now, I wouldn't want anything that will cause violence. You understand?
Okay.
So if Trump have accepted defeat, Trump should step down. Then let Biden take over. You understand? That is what I am suggesting. We don't want anything because I believe that America is a country governed by law, not to compare Nigeria or to African country, because they are the symbol of they are the symbol of democracy in all the world. So if Trump have accepted defeat, he should step down. Thank you, and let peace reign. Thank
All
you.
right. Mba, thank you so much for calling us. Mba calling us all the way from Enugu today. Afolabi is in Agege. Hello, Afolabi.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, Sandra, I see most of the protests, I called you Sunday when you are talking about protests. The majority of protests turn violent in one way or the other. So I think that is what happens. When people protest, you will not be able to control them. Understand? You can tell them to go, but you can't have the full control. And Trump making that speech this morning is because Trump fears being impeached when his tenure is about to end. Remember, this is America, and their own system is different from ours. The House can just sit maybe and impeach him. It is possible. He doesn't want to end that tenure on a bad note. That is why he really made that speech. That's it.
Okay. Afolabi, thank you very much for calling us. Eze Doom is in Surulere. Eze Doom, welcome.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. I am Ezedun from Surrey. Sandra, remember that President Trump is not a person that will tell you to go and protest and destroy government properties. Remember, he was angry during the satanic Black Lives Matter protest. You see, I'm happy that he has made a statement calming his supporters down, but I personally don't believe that it is only the supporters of President Trump that did the protest. No. United States people, to my own conviction, voted for President Trump. Remember that President Trump scored over 70 million votes. How do a president who scored over 70 million votes lose the election? That one apart. But I want to say here that the mail in the ballot is a plot for Democrats to hatch their plan. You see, before the election, the President Trump was complaining, this is not our way. Let us do the voting the way we used to do before. But because of the orchestrated plan of Democrats in China, Sandra, it is puzzling today that the Congress is yet to sit down and criticize China. Why is Congress and Democratic leaders not criticizing China's handling of COVID-19? God, verdict will come to pass. But I believe that the supporters of President Trump, they are not the people that went to Capitol Hill. I believe that the American people are angry the way the election results go. You know, Sandra, that whenever an election is held, if the majority of the people, if the result of the election reflects the willing of the majority of the people, you will not see any pickup or violence. But if the result of the election did not reflect the majority of the people, you will see people protesting.
Thank you very much for calling. I gave you an extra 30 seconds there. Remember, new year, new hard facts. You get maximum 2 minutes, minimum 1 minute 30 seconds to make your point. Our second story is also about violence in a House of Parliament. But this time, it's in Ghana. And this time, it's the members of parliament themselves. Do you remember how I was praising Ghana for their elections? I had Ndi Kato on the show, and we were oohing and ahhing about how peaceful and how organized the Ghana elections were. Well, Ghanaian politicians, like men, will disgrace you. So here's what happened. Like I told you, the president's party, the NPP, and the main opposition party, the NDC, had an equal number of seats in parliament, 137 each. And there was one independent member. But right before they were sworn in, one of the opposition MPs was suspended because apparently he has dual citizenship. Now, it was time to vote for the Speaker of the House. The suspended MP said that he must vote. But they tried to stop him, and that was what caused this fight. If you're watching on Facebook, you can actually see the fight for yourself. But if you cannot watch, you can listen to some of it. If you're watching us on Facebook at the moment, you're seeing that fight. You're seeing men punching each other, papers flying, people dragging for chair. Anyway, after the first fight, eventually the MP that was suspended voted. Now, remember I told you the president's party has 137 MPs, right? But when the votes were counted, the NPP candidate only had 136 votes, meaning that one of their MPs possibly voted for the NDC candidate who won. And that's when the real fight started. MPs were actually trying to snatch ballot papers. It was chaotic. Oh my God. I'm playing the scenes for you as we continue talking on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube is available as well. We're streaming there. YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you're seeing the scenes that I'm talking about. I want to know what you think about that situation in Ghana. Why is it that after all the peace that we saw from the actual citizens of Ghana during the elections, the people that they elected to go and now represent them are the ones who are resorting to violence so quickly? Now, put this side by side with the attack on Capitol Hill in America. And I have to ask you, Lagos, has politics gotten more violent globally? Is that what we're seeing? Has it gotten more violent globally? And if so, why? If you're wondering why we're talking about international stories, it's because every Friday we face stories happening in other parts of the world and we let Nigeria rest for 1 hour between 3 and 4. If you'd like to join the conversation, 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. You get 2 minutes to make your point and then we move on to the next caller. If you'd prefer to send us a message, do so via Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. Kevin is in Surulere today. Hello, Kevin.
Yes, good afternoon, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yes, nice speaking to you.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, I've been following the American politics since the days of Reagan. I've never seen this shenanigan and malady before. This man was the same man that said he will not accept the result of an election in 2016 that has not been conducted. This was the same man that incited the people to go and attack the seat of democracy. He was the one that said, go on, I will march on with you. And somebody said, sometimes when I hear some comment, I just laugh. He said, go on, I will march on with you. Of course, he didn't march on with them. Are you telling me that those crowds will get to the Capitol Hill and they will get there and be smiling at the people there? He incited and instigated the violence. And it's a shame that the symbol of democracy is being attacked. Why is French president, the German chancellor, and all across the globe, people are worried? Because if American democracy is attacked, it will trickle down to other countries. So what happens is a shame. I will not support them to invoke the 25th Amendment, because if that happens, I know the Senate will not allow that to go on for impeachment. But even though it happens, history will repeat itself, just as Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. Of course, Pence will pardon him. You can see the list of people the president, the Trump himself has been pardoning him. So the man is a complete disaster to democracy. He's not fit for office. And for me, I think Joe Biden has a lot of rebuilding to do. He has a lot of damages to repair. I don't know what is wrong with some people across the globe that are linking this man with Christianity or with churches. I don't know. I've seen people praying across the globe saying he is the representation of Christ and that. That is fallacy. It is fallacy. It is foolish and it's an aberration. So it's a shame what has happened. I'm so disheartened. This thing happened last in 1812 or thereabouts. It has not happened before, if you check history. So, for me, it should not be impeached. 13 or 12 days is just by the corner. It should just retire and go away in peace. But what has happened also shows that the institution in America is above any other person. All those Republican senators that are now speaking out, shame to all of them. Ted Cruz, Joram, all of them, shame to them. They want urging on. When the election has been taking place, conducted in 50 states, including District of Columbia, confirmed that won this election. This man keep instigating people, and the Republicans in the House there will keep urging him to let.
Thank you for calling us. Unfortunately, you're out of time. I give you an extra 30 seconds even. Prince Wires, welcome.
Me too, I need extra time.
Go ahead.
President Sandra, how are you today?
I'm good. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, America. You know, our type of democracy was borrowed from America. And I, Prince Wise, since 1979, where we are just this type of democracy, I always go against it. But what really happened now? Toward the end of democracy in America, look at the bulldoze everything. And the Trump of a man, even in 2015, that lady won the popular vote. Only the introduction of this electoral college that made Trump to win 2015. And he mismanaged the opportunity given to him by some Americans. Look at the way he talks. A president for that matter, a policeman of the world. Because America call themselves the policeman of the world. If this subject thing happened in Africa today, Sandra, they would have been saying, you, a policeman from Africa, no visa for you, no this for you, no that for you. And the same thing is happening in America. Trump of a man is what that instigates those people to go and protest. Now it has happened. I'm waiting for us to do something. I'm the United Nations to do something. International, this thing, what do you call them? I wanted to do something about Trump. If this man leaves us on 20th of this month, I want him to be picked up, taken to International Court of Justice. Because this last protest, people die. It means they have to charge this man for murder. Because it's the one that gives these people to violence. And for we Africans, we don't cherish what we have. Now, this democracy we borrow from America, for me, I don't like it. It's too expensive and tailor with corruption. The same corruption is ravaging America right now. The same thing is telling all our face in this country too. When our legislators is being free fat, we that voted for them are hungry.
Thank you very much for calling us, Prince YS. China's richest man has disappeared from public eye. The government has suspended his fintech company's IPO, and foreign investors are selling off his other companies. That's our third story. Jack Ma, like I said, is China's richest man. He owns companies like Alibaba, the e-commerce giant. He owns Ant Technologies, a major fintech organization. And Ant keeps having problems with the Chinese government. Some observers think that the government sees Ant as a threat because most of China's biggest banks are government-owned, and Ant is, of course, disrupting banking in China. But Jack Ma has usually insisted that Ant sees itself as an addition to Chinese banking, not a replacement of Chinese banking. But anyways, things got hot in October. Jack Ma gave a talk where he said that the Chinese government has policies that slow down innovation. By the way, there were lots of top government officials at that event. So many observers had raised eyebrows. It was quite surprising to see someone that high up in Chinese society criticizing the government that openly, criticizing the government that publicly. But for a while, it looked like Jack Ma got away with it. It looked like he had gotten away with it for a while, until last month. Ant Technologies was supposed to have its IPO last month. That's when a company offers its shares to the public to buy for the first time. The IPO was scheduled to take place on the Shanghai Stock Exchange and the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. But suddenly, Shanghai announced that it wasn't happening. Shortly after, Ant announced that Hong Kong IPO was cancelled as well. And that's when people started noticing that Jack Ma has not been seen in public. It's been weeks now, and still no sign of China's richest man. People are wondering whether the government has detained him, or whether he's on the run, or whether he's simply keeping a low profile until the problem blows over. And now global investors are running scared. Many of them are selling off their shares in Chinese tech companies, and so those share prices are crashing. I'm talking about companies like Tencent, companies like JD.com and Alibaba. They've lost over $200 billion in share value. That's close to 100 trillion naira. So here's my question, Lagos. Has the Chinese government lost its patience with big tech? Can the Chinese regime allow big tech and private enterprise to thrive fully like in other countries? Or will they always respond to criticism with crackdowns? Did they prove Jack Ma right? This our third story, by the way, on the Big Three Global is brought to you by Zimvest. Zimvest is an asset management company licensed by the SEC. They provide you with various investment products, and they're going to be sponsoring our third story every Friday, where we talk about the biggest business stories in the world. Their savings and investment products are available in Naira and USD, and they offer best in market rates. So if you're looking to invest in dollars, in dollar assets or Naira assets, how about you visit their website and take a look at what they're doing. Their website is www.zimvest.com.ng, or you can email ask@zimvest.com.ng, and you can talk to their private wealth managers on 0904 000 1010. So that's 0904,000 1010. 0904,000 1010. That's the number of their private wealth managers. And if you call those numbers, they're able to take a look at what it is that you can invest in, how it is that you can enlarge your portfolio, so to speak. Let's talk to Richard in Ikorodu. Hello, Richard. Thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Three stories. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about Donald Trump.
Go ahead.
You see, what happened is that it's an epidemic already, COVID. And that's why it's spreading from Nigeria to US, from Nigeria to Ghana. You get me? We should mind our own business. What is happening here is 100 times or 200 times worse than what is happening in America and Ghana. On a daily basis here, we have problems. Just as the other man at Amu said, you see, people are feeling fat every day, and every day the poor people are being linked with different taxes, different frustration, and no job, no nothing, killings, and the rest of it. So, and people have been shouting since 1979, we should go back to where we belong and do our own way, do it in our own way. We start copying and copy. Can you see what you copy? See what is happening? We copy things that will benefit some individuals. We don't copy what, for the 2 years, 79 up to date, we've been shouting, let's go back to regional and the rest of it. Some people that are benefiting just less than 0.11 or 0.001%, they don't want it to happen. So what are we talking about? We should keep quiet and keep mute and leave America. America will rise again, and they're already rising. Ghana will rise. For over years, Ghana will grow every year, 1983. They've been having electricity. Now, up till now, we are still increasing prices every day, using different formula. Adjustments, increasing. What do you mean of adjustment and increment? Is it not the same thing? Who are they fooling? Are you following me?
I'm following you.
Sandra, it's a good thing that is happening, but all the same, we should think back and learn lesson and try to listen to the 42 years cry of the masses. Let's do things in our own way. Even the COVID something, let's get our own medication. Before everything happened, we've been using some drug before. So we're only bitching about the bush because some people are really fat for what? God bless you, Sandra.
Bless you as well, Richard. Thank you for calling us. Uche is in Ikeja. Hello, Uche.
Yeah, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
God bless the last caller. He actually spoke my mind.
Okay.
Look, Sandra, America is still a great country.
Okay.
America will remain a great country.
Okay.
Regardless of what is happening, America is still great. Let me tell you why, Sandra.
Why?
In 2016, America made a mistake. But in 2020, they look back and realize, oh, we made a mistake with this man. This man has been a disaster. We need to change. And they came out and they made that change. We made a mistake in 2015. But what did we do? We repeated the same mistake in 2019. Today, look at where we are. Barely hanging on to life, praying every day for 2023 to come so that let's see if God's mercies will shine on us again. We don't even have a formula on how we're going to go about 2023. We're only just praying and hoping. Just like the last caller said, look at the issue with electricity tariff. Today, they bring up fresh increase. They give it a new terminology. It's an adjustment. The bottom line is that when your January bill will come, Sandra, go and mark it, you will see an upward, adjustment in terms of the cost. What kind of a country are we living in? And yet we'll talk about America. Let nobody talk about America. America is a great country. Forget what is happening. And they will always remain great because they know what to do at the right time. We're just here deceiving ourselves, wallowing in self-deceit, in confusion, no direction, nothing. Somebody comes out to speak the truth because he's not he doesn't belong to the same religion with some people or he's not from the same tribe with some people, will shut him down. And we all know the truth. Sandra, have a nice day.
You too, Uche. Thank you for calling. Oluwaseun from Oba says it's a fallacy to associate Trump with Christianity because he's not a Christian. Africans should stop the conspiracy theory along religious lines. Oluwaseun, thank you for sending your message to us via WhatsApp. We've got more messages on WhatsApp. I am proud of Ghana. If it were to be Nigeria, defection to other political parties with Ghana Must Go would have occurred. We've got John from Ikeja who says it's shallow minds that now run for offices. Trump is too shallow. Let's see, more messages coming to us. Sandra, let me tell you, some of your callers, mostly the supporters of this government, that they tell them they have no right to talk about other countries negatively because we are worse and we are terrible. All right, Ororo from Ayobo sent that message on WhatsApp. We've got more messages on WhatsApp. Sandra, it's Friday and the Ghanaian story from their parliament is so lighthearted because they have more or less been the toast of Africa with the decorum democracy that is majorly practiced in Ghana. I just like how your laughter at that last call from Ezedum went. Me self laugh for here, no be small. Hey, GK from Oba, I didn't laugh. I don't know what you're talking about. King from Ikorodu says, it's funny how we're laying much emphasis on Trump. Has any Nigerian leader achieved close to him? Nigerians will look for loophole in America to make Nigeria look good. They should name one sector in Nigeria that is even average, talk less of great. But America has gone far in development. Trump tweeted to stop the violence, but his tweet was deleted. We like mediocrity in Nigeria. Aking from Ikorodu, thanks for your message. Let me remind you one more time that our final story was a business story, and that story was brought to you courtesy Zimvest. Now, in the final story, I told you that the people who invested in Jack Ma's company sold off their shares, right? They sold off their shares in Chinese tech companies, and so what's happening as a result is the prices for those shares are crashing. So companies like Tencent, JD.com, Alibaba, you have people selling off their shares, right? And what people at Zimvest do, these global investors who are selling off Chinese tech stocks, they're doing it because they have sound advice from asset managers and investment bankers. Very similar to what those at Zimvest do. Now, when you want to invest your hard-earned money, all of us are always looking for how to make ends meet, how to stretch the money that we have, how to double the money that we have, how to save better, right? When you want to do that, when you want to invest money where you don't sweat for, do what the big guys do. Go to the professionals. People like Zimvest. They are an asset manager. They are licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And what they do is they look at your specific needs. They look at investment products that are suited for you, right? So their investment and savings products are available in naira or in dollars, and they offer best market rates. If you have people at Zimvest advising you, managing your assets, you can enhance your return on investment by investing into their dollar fund, for instance. People are always looking for how to invest in dollar because naira has been devalued, right? So you can invest in their dollar fund, you can invest in their fixed income fund, and you can cultivate savings discipline with their Aspire and Wealth Box products. So if you want to learn more, visit www.zimvest.com.ng. Zimvest is spelled ZIMVEST. 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 ZIMVEST.com.ng. Visit that website to get started or send an email to askzimvest.com.ng. Ask as in ASK at zimvest.com.ng. You can talk to their private wealth managers as well, right? So talk to somebody one-on-one on the phone if internet is not, something that you can do very well and you just have this money lying around in the bank and you can invest it and it can grow. So call their private wealth managers on 090 4000 1010. That's 090 4000 1010. So 090 4000 1010. Thank you so much to Zimvest for bringing you 10 minutes out of Global Review today, bringing you the final story on Global Review, a business story. Let's come back to you. Tell me your thoughts about the stories that we've taken a look at today on Global Big Three. I told you about Trump's shenanigans in the U.S. Do you think Donald Trump is responsible for his supporters' attack on the Capitol? Do you think the politics in the world is getting more and more violent, especially if you take a look at what happened in Ghana? How did the Ghana Parliament descend into violence? Is politics in the world becoming more violent? Why is that happening, if you believe it's happening? And do you think that Jack Ma has been proven right? Do you think that the Chinese government has lost its patience with big tech organizations? Do you think Chinese regime can allow big tech and private enterprise thrive like in other countries? Or do you think they'll always respond to criticisms with crackdowns? Because Jack Ma hasn't been in the public eye for a while and his organizations are suffering for it. This is China's richest man. Those were the big stories today. Let's talk to Ikechukwu in Ota Farm. Hello, Ikechukwu. Thanks for calling us. Welcome. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're listening to Sandra now. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's Community Ikechukwu, a.k.a. Koboko Man.
Welcome.
Yes, I support Jack Ma because of what is happening in Uganda and Zimbabwe. China are monopolies because Jack Ma have come out and said the truth. That is why either they have arrested him or he has fled or even they have killed him. It can happen. So concerning Trump, it was because of what Trump instigated, what Trump said that we are going to march down to the Capitol. He did not say that statement. There couldn't have been a protest. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. Mm-hmm.
It's because of what Trump, because he has not released that statement, they have not marched to the Capitol and protested. So Trump could have, accepted defeat because he himself rigged the election of 2016. Now these people have rigged and rigged more than him. Now he is trying to cause a riot. America is still America. Understand me? America is still America. So what is happening now? It will still calm down, and they will still be the world power. So let all the people that are supporting this our Bonkum and the brainless government, let them continue supporting them. Thank you, Koboko Man from Otafam.
All right, thank you very much for calling us, Koboko Man. We've got Okewu Pius on Facebook who says, Sandra, US are among the world tighter. They don't need this, and other countries below are supposed to be behaving like this. So that we can settle, so that US can settle them, okay? And then he says, I recollect vividly at a point when Buhari won Goodluck Jonathan, and he called Buhari and considered defeat immediately. That is democracy. But US are not children. They're playing with democracy. Sandra, leave matter for Matthias, so okay. Thank you for your message. We've got a message on WhatsApp who says, it's unfortunate that Jack Ma is treated this way, but that is the price that he has to pay for investing in communist states. I wonder what Prince YS thinks about that third story, because Prince YS seems to me like he's a communist or he likes communism. We've got Ghana PMs should come to Nigeria and study martial arts. Comrade Momo Nasira says. Comrade Momo Nasira, thank you for sending your message in. There's another message here. Richest man in China. Where's that message? Oh my God, it was just here and now I seem to have lost it. So why did I lose that message? Oh no. Where is it? Okay, well, we've got this one that says Trump should be removed, penalized for inciting the insurrection at the Capitol Hill. All right, Lagos. That's the much that we can take at the moment. We'll be back tomorrow with more great programming. I won't be back until Monday, but Agogo will be, and he'll be, well, at this time it's sports that happens on Nigeria Info. But if it's the morning, you have Agogo doing Pinpoint. Agogo is up next, though. That's why he's on my mind. He's on Public Square next. And when he's done, he'll hand you over to Ifeanyi and Sam. When they're done, they'll hand you over to Femi and the gang. In the meantime, find me on social media. Ezekwesili on Twitter, Ezekwesili on Instagram, Sandra Ezekwesili on Facebook. Those are your hard facts, Lagos. Have a good weekend.
Talk is what we do.
You know, the youth of Nigeria have historically been apathetic.
Than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.